right. Welcome to episode 4 of the Work in Progress podcast. I'm your host, Matthew, here with Chase and Martin as usual.
Yup.
Once again, thank you to anyone and everyone who's checked out past 3 episodes, as well as anything else on the channel or on the other socials. It means a lot to the three of us. I'm gonna be honest, I don't got shit to talk about today.
Let's talk about the Logan movie since I finally watched it.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Did you watch it by yourself or?
Yeah. It was a couple nights ago. Honestly, one of the best movies that I've ever seen.
It's one of my favorite superhero movies, if not my favorite. It's up there. Just movies in general, honestly.
Now, you said you were going to watch it, so I made Lexi watch it because she has never seen it either. If y'all don't know, Lexi's my girlfriend. And she's not into, like, real gory stuff as far as, like, superhero movies and junk. So that was, like, her only thing about it. But she said overall it was a good movie, but it was extremely sad, you know, how women can be. But I'm with Matthew. I absolutely loved that movie. That's one of my favorite superhero movies.
Yep. It's definitely the best X-Men movie, like, by far.
Oh,
even though it's
real.
pretty much just Wolverine. And now we've had the news, I think, 2-3 days ago, that he's coming back. Hugh Jackman is coming back as Wolverine for Deadpool 3. And I actually saw, like, Ryan Reynolds on Twitter or Instagram or something. He was actually, like, kind of addressing, like, Wolverine. Spoiler alert. I mean, that movie came out a while ago now. He gets blasted at the end of the movie and he's dead. But apparently Logan takes place in, like, 2094 or something like that. Or it takes place in the future. So Deadpool 3 takes place before Logan, basically. So at least that's how the timeline's going to work for Hugh Jackman actually to come back as Wolverine and then Logan still be, like, canon to the story.
Yeah, that clip that you sent me on Instagram of, like, them announcing it or whatever was hilarious. Mm-hmm. I love the Deadpool movies, and I tried to get Lexi again to watch those, and she watched part of the first one, and she was not into it. I finished it. I was sitting there enjoying it as always, but I don't know.
I actually recently, when they added them to Disney Plus, I rewatched both of those and Logan.
Which is crazy because he said in 2017, like, he was never going to play Wolverine ever again. But now that he's coming back into Deadpool 3, that's insane. Man must be out of money or something.
No, I think a big part of it is that he's just friends with Ryan Reynolds. Like, they're just buddies. So they probably just figured it out. And obviously Ryan Reynolds loves Deadpool. Like, he's the only reason that movie even exists is because he pushed for it so hard.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure
that was a big part of it.
One thing about, like, the Deadpool movies is it's weird, like, watching all the X movies and seeing what Deadpool was originally supposed to be and seeing what he is now is crazy.
They fucking ruined that, man. And what was it, X-Men Origins?
Yeah.
But that's been joked on a trillion times. But actually, I saw a tweet. Robert Downey Jr., obviously the guy who played Iron Man, who is now dead in the MCU, spoiler alert, if you don't know that by now, he saw that Wolverine was coming back, and he pretty much retweeted and, like, quote tweeted, kind of playing like, oh, a dead character coming back, what an interesting idea. So now people are thinking, like, he's going to come back in some sort of way as Iron Man, which I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that would, at least if he comes back in a future movie where it's like he's not dead, that's definitely not the way to do it. I feel like that just kind of shits on, like, him sacrificing himself to kill Thanos. But
now to add on that, I actually saw a TikTok today talking about, like, a new, I don't know if it was, like, necessarily Avengers or whatever, but it was them fighting Kang. I believe that's how his name's pronounced.
Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
He's the new big villain.
And they're saying that Loki being the god of mischief and him being alive due to the Tesseract, him picking it up or whatever and teleporting away, and with his whole series on TV and everything, that there's a way that they're going to need a billionaire genius to fight Kang. And I've seen some stuff about that, like oh, is Iron Man gonna be the genius? Because it also clipped to Joe Rogan having Robert Downey Jr. on his podcast and him saying something about needing a super genius billionaire is what they need.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, with Disney buying out Marvel and all that stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if they brought people back just because it made so much money before. Why not bring more money in again? Have them back.
Yeah. Like, it would definitely it would make money. Obviously, people are going to go see it just because he would be in it, but it definitely would. It would do a disservice, I guess, to him sacrificing himself to kill Thanos. But
Yeah.
I guess there's a right way you could do it, because comic books do it all the time. No one's ever actually dead in comics. So again, I don't know. I guess there's a right way to do it, there's a wrong way to do it, but I don't necessarily know what I'd want to see. Because obviously Iron Man's dope. Obviously Robert Downey Jr. is like the perfect casting for Iron Man. So in a way, I'd want to see that come back. But also, I don't, if they're done with the character, I don't want them just bring him back just to make him all cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, people are just gonna go watch the movies just because the name Marvel's on it, plain and simple.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a big name. Like, that's my thing. Is like, all these Marvel movies are coming out. Like, I'm gonna go watch them just because they have the name Marvel on them, and most of them I want to see anyway. But like, I don't know. Me and Matthew always say we're huge supporters of them coming out with like the old movies, making them new, like Ghost Rider, maybe coming out with a Daredevil, some of these older type movies coming out with new actors in them and stuff like that. I definitely want to see more people added in to the MCU, what it's already, because we've lost so many people.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see what they do with Black Panther too. Because obviously Chadwick is going to be Black Panther in it, but like, I wonder if the ending or anything changed to like pass on the mantle of Black Panther, since unfortunately Chadwick passed away. What was it, like last year, 2 years ago, whenever?
Yeah, I'm interested in that. Me and Lexi were talking about that as well. Like, it's not going to be the same without him, obviously, but
that movie's got to be fine. If they make that movie Cheeks as Chadwick Boseman send off, bro.
Facts. I just don't know who they're gonna cast as, like, if they even cast somebody else as a new Black Panther or him passing off the torch.
It's not gonna be T'Challa. There's no way that they just recast him. He's gonna probably die in the movie or something. And I think the theory is that Shuri, his little sister or whatever, is gonna take over the mantle, because that's what happens in the comics. And I think people are also thinking like Killmonger isn't actually dead. He could come back and take over the mantle.
That would be fire.
I could see them doing that
Killmonger
just because it's Michael B. Jordan and he's such a big actor. So
yeah, like turn him good or something. Like, instead of more anti-hero type. I don't know. They're coming out with so many anti-heroes now. I
don't know. I think what I want Marvel to do, honestly, at this point, since seemingly they're not, like with the big movies, they're not really going to change. Like, every movie's still going to kind of go by the same formula of like kind of funny, actiony, which is fine, I guess. But I hope they make smaller movies, like with the smaller characters that are a lot more unique, kind of with what they did with Batman. Even obviously Batman's a huge character, but that movie had like zero budget compared to all these other blockbuster movies, and that movie has so much like character to the director. Like, it's clearly a movie made by this guy. It's not just like another movie. So
I love the new Batman. I love the Christian Bale Batmans. I don't know, something about Christian Bale is just goated. But the new Batman is fire, and I can't wait to see whatever else they do with that.
Yeah, I think it's already been greenlit for a trilogy, so we're at the very least already getting 2 more. And then I think there's actually supposed to be an HBO Max show with the Penguin, like revolving around him. So
that would be
we'll
fun.
see what they do.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I think the Penguin's like my favorite villain out of the Batman.
My favorite villain of all time is Two-Face from Batman. I really want to see what they do with him in football head, the new Batman. Because I actually really liked him in the old one, in Dark Knight.
They have a bunch of like new leaks or whatever. Like I'm looking at a list right now, of just all kinds of like Avengers Secret Wars, Avengers the Kang Dynasty, the new Fantastic Four, Captain America New World Order, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, Blade,
That I can't wait for, the new Blade. That's
Blue
gonna be awesome.
Beetle, The Marvels, Flash, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse,
Yeah.
New Guardians
They-
of the Galaxy, Aquaman. There's so many.
Yeah. At the Marvel, like, keynotes or whatever, they put out the list of movies they have planned for, like, the whole next 4 years. So all of that is confirmed, but it might not even be in production yet, but they just already have, like, dates set in their mind, which I guess is part of the reason why they're so overworked, the CG artists, because they set on these dates, like, way early, so they freaking have, like, no time to actually make anything super good, but I don't know.
I do have a question. What do you think about Black Adam? Like, do you think it's gonna be good? I don't know if you've seen much on it,
I don't
Chase. It comes out in 19 days. It comes out October 21st, 2022. Well, 19 days as we're recording this. That's when it comes out, though, October 21st. So, I mean, I don't know. I have
definitely
mixed
wanna see it.
emotions.
But yeah, I can see it just being good, like average good. I can't see it being like crazy great or horrendously awful. I just think it's gonna be like a good movie, like an alright movie. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna regret seeing it, but it's not gonna be like, holy shit, that was amazing.
I don't know. It might just be the Rock aspect of him being Black Adam for me.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, hey, whatever. They've been producing movies, and some of them haven't been that good. Like, I haven't even got to watch Morbius, but I've heard it's terrible.
Yeah,
But I do want to watch it for sure.
I haven't watched it yet either. But the only thing that gives me somewhat of hope about the Black Adam movie is that it was in production for like so long, and like The Rock was really campaigning for that character even before like they started making it. So that makes me think like he really likes the character and like has some respect for it and wants to do the character justice. But again, it's The Rock. He does like a billion movies a year, so they probably just put him in a suit and gave him a script. There you go. So it could just be another Rock movie, or it could be really good. We'll see.
I mean, there's some Rock movies that, I mean, I like a lot that are good, but
Yeah.
I just don't know about him, to be honest, being in like a superhero type movie. I mean, I get it. He's massive, so he
Yeah,
fits.
well, Black Adam technically is a villain, which they kind of lean into
Yeah.
that in the trailer, where like he's flying with the Air Forces and then he booms that man out the air. So I hope they kind of lean more towards that. If they do the whole anti-hero thing again, then I just don't care. But if they just make him like a bad guy, actually, then that'd be sick.
Watching the trailer right now.
Yeah, he's the villain to Shazam, which Shazam has already had, I think, one movie. His second one is coming
Yeah,
out,
I was
think, next year.
announced on that list that I
Yeah.
was talking about. Shazam: Fury of the Gods. It's set. Oh, it comes out this year, December 21st. I haven't even watched the first one.
It's good. It's kind of the same thing. Like, it's not great, but it's not bad at all. It's a pretty good movie. Especially coming from DC, where DC has really shit the bed a few times now.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with the Flash movie. I saw that something that Ezra Miller was like finally fired as the Flash. So like, I don't even know if they're releasing the movie anymore since he was like kidnapping people or whatever the fuck was going on with him.
I mean, DC has some decent movies. It's just
Yeah, they do.
they just put out some that are just whack.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't mind Green Lantern.
that movie sucks.
It wasn't the greatest movie, but I watched it. I mean,
It's-
pretty much all the Batmans are straight.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
think
mean,
it's like it's the new DC. Like now that they're trying to compete with Marvel, like make their own cinematic universe. I think that's mainly where they Because they were trying to play catch up. They released the Justice League movie before we even had like solo Batman, solo Wonder Woman, solo Superman. They were just like, "Here's Justice League." It's like, what? We don't even know these characters yet.
I mean, I like.
They were just trying to rush it.
I like Man of Steel. I thought it was decent, and I like the new Suicide Squad.
Yeah, the new one, goated.
Yeah.
The Wonder Woman movie was fine. Not the new one that came out, but
yeah, the first one. Yeah, I actually haven't seen the second one yet. Wonder Woman 1984.
1984. Yeah.
I heard that one wasn't that good.
Or HBO, something like that.
As well as Joker. Joker was fire.
Yeah. Those are the movies I really like coming out of DC. Like, they have the whole universe thing going on, but like the Batman is its own thing. It's not connected to the universe. That's its own line of movies. Joker is its own line of movies. The second one is coming out, I think, next year. Which that's supposed to be a musical. The second one. It's and I think Lady Gaga is playing Harley Quinn or some shit.
God.
So it could either be god awful or interesting, at least. I don't know how I feel about a musical Joker, but I really like the first one. So I mean, I'll watch it. I'll give it a shot, but I don't have high hopes.
Lady Gaga makes some pretty good music.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. Her casting actually makes sense.
She can sing good, but it's just, why are you making it a musical?
Yeah, that's what I don't really understand. But I mean, then again, the first Joker was like such a different movie from like any other like superhero movie, so I don't know.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, it was good though. I don't know. DC is just, I can see what you're saying, the whole catch-up thing. I've never watched Aquaman either.
First one was pretty good. The second one,
I don't think I watched the second one.
I actually don't remember. I'm pretty sure I did, and I don't remember it because it was just all right.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that even if they're trying to compete, like, I love the Marvel movies, but I mean, what they did with Batman to try to compete, they did a fine job at doing it, I can tell you that, and Joker. If that's what they're competing with, like, I mean, they're coming pretty strong, I can tell you that. Especially, like, I mean, all the old Batmans are fire, too, so.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I think, like, I personally like the Batman, the new one, better than the Dark Knight, because, like, that's a true, like, Batman story, like, comic book Batman. But I think just as, like, an average moviegoer, The Dark Knight is just a good-ass action movie that happens to be a Batman movie at the same time. Like, they're still great. But I think, like, the argument that people like The Dark Knight better is perfectly fine. Well, especially because there's 3 movies. I'm comparing it to 1 right now, so that's kind of hard to compare. But
my thing is that, like, I like the new Joker, but Heath Ledger, dear God. That's hard to beat. Especially if you come out with a second Batman and the Joker's implemented into it, like, that's going to be hard to beat that Joker.
Yeah, definitely. But that's the thing, like, the Batman was a Batman-focused movie, whereas The Dark Knight was almost like a Joker-focused movie. Like, Batman's in it, clearly. He's, like, the main character, but the movie revolves around... It, like, switches between perspectives between Batman and Joker and all these other characters. But the Batman, you're just with Batman, Bruce Wayne, the entirety of the movie. It's a real, like, detective film. So they're pretty different movies, but...
Oh, for sure. Like, and that's what I like about it.
Showcasing Batman.
Yeah, I like that it was different. It was... But they're both, like, top-tier movies, for sure. Like, the whole series, I mean, you could tell throughout the whole thing, like, they were trying to include Bane and Joker a lot. Mm-hmm. And show what they were doing to kind of lead up to different stuff. Bane in that movie is crazy too.
Yeah. He was in the last one, right?
Yeah, I believe.
It wasn't because there's Batman Begins where it was Ra's al Ghul.
Yep.
And then the second one was The Dark Knight with Joker, and
then the Dark Knight
Returns
Rises
is Bane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I hope they do though with the new one, if they bring in Bane and all that, is go a little bit more comic booky, because the Dark Knight trilogy was like really realistic. Like, it was kind of more grounded in reality. Like Bane isn't this juiced up monster with like venom juice. He's just a buff guy. So I do kind of hope they go a little bit more that comic book route with the Batman. If they bring in like Mr. Freeze, that he's actually like in a freeze suit, or if they bring in Bane, he's actually like using the venom or whatever his liquid is called to get powered up.
Yeah.
But
when was that first showcased?
what?
Bane. Wasn't it with the movie with Poison Ivy?
Well, like as a character,
Yeah. Like,
I think it was in the comics.
well, I know it was in the comics, but like in a movie, was it in that
live
one?
action. I think that was the first. Well, it might have. Did he come out in the older ones? I don't know.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
Mr.
pretty-
Freeze came out in like the George Clooney Batman.
Yeah, that's the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure Poison Ivy and Bane were in the same one, because I'm pretty sure they literally made Bane in a lab and they went in there and Bane started clapping everything.
Probably. I've actually never seen the George Clooney Batman. I saw. What's the actor's name? I don't remember. The other, not George Clooney, but the other dude. But I don't fucking remember his name.
Yeah,
He's
Bane.
supposed to actually show up in the Flash movie, I think.
Trying to find it. Batman and Robin 1997. Jeep Swenson as
I've never
Bane.
seen that one.
Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen it at least once. But yeah, I'm pretty sure both of them were. I think all three of them were in there. Freeze, Poison Ivy, and Bane.
Yeah, I know.
Because I think-
Mr. Freeze was played by freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, he was.
Like that.
But yeah, Bane in that movie, he's juiced, but he has the whatever, the venom stuff.
Yeah.
And like he has a mask on then, and you can like see it's like pumping through his veins.
But yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of good superhero shit coming out. They never slow down with that. It's like the biggest money making thing in movies, especially Marvel. So
Oh yeah.
some will be good, some will be not so good, I guess.
Well, okay, I do have one thing to say. I feel like overall, the Marvel movies have always been better, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't get me wrong, I have enjoyed watching like the Batman movies and Superman, and like I said, I did enjoy Wonder Woman. But as a like entirety, I feel like the Marvel movies have just blown everything out of the water. Like, you can't beat the production.
Oh yeah, they did it right. Like the whole reason the MCU is successful is because they started with like solo character movies with Iron Man, Cap, Thor, and then it all built up like naturally into the Avengers. DC did it wrong trying to play catch up, because like the Dark Knight and the Batman and like all the good ass movies aren't even part of their extended universe they're trying to build. The extended universe thing they were trying to do was with like Ben Affleck's Batman and the Justice League, and Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Jason Momoa, Aquaman, Henry Cavill Superman. That was what they were trying to rush. So when they put out Justice League, the only movie in that universe at that time was Man of Steel, the Superman movie. We didn't even know what the Wonder Woman movie hadn't come out at the time. No Batman film came out with Ben Affleck. We didn't have Aquaman. They just started with Justice League. It was the wrong way to do it.
Yeah, I can definitely see what you're saying. Like, Marvel has just put it together so well. And I like the whole phase thing from Marvel. Like, we're already in a new phase already. And I feel like the previous phase just ended.
Yeah, what are we in now? Phase 5? 4?
I believe so. Yeah, we're in 5.
What was the first 5 like film? Was it Doctor Strange?
And then phase 3 was the long list of Captain America Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Endgame, and Far From Home.
Captain Marvel was Bonds.
And then they haven't figured out the whole phase 4 and Phase 5. I mean, they have a list here. WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Loki, What If, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Hawkeye. They also have Spider-Man.
That's all 4 or 5.
No, this is all 4. Okay. Spider-Man No Way Home, Moon Knight, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, Miss Marvel, Thor Love and Thunder, She-Hulk, and then the new Black Panther will be in this phase. And then Phase 5,
so
they have
we're
a
in
whole
4
list.
right now. Gotcha.
Well, technically we're in 5.
Okay.
With the
well, Black Panther ain't come out yet.
Yeah, no. With the new movies, we'll be in 5.
All right. Yeah, out of this phase, like 4, I think Shang-Chi, and I really like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I thought those 2 movies were dope.
Yeah, I love Shang-Chi.
And obviously Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Doctor Strange was straight. I'm not a huge fan of Doctor Strange anyway, but his movie was straight.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the first movie of his that came out. Was probably my favorite as far as like graphics wise and all that stuff goes, because it was just, I don't know, I really like
the visuals in the Doctor Strange movies are awesome.
Yeah,
just because he's like, they're not in those movies, they're not even like constrained. I guess they're not really in any of them, but especially in those, he's just like traveling through multiverses and doing magic and shit. So it's literally just like let the artist do whatever he wants. They don't have to be like constrained to reality.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what comes in Phase 5. Yeah, because Phase 5 is from 2023 to 2024. They already have Phase 6 on here. What they think is going to be in Phase 6. Because right now in Phase 5, they don't have a single Avengers movie.
I'm just hoping Disney doesn't start shitting stuff out, and like every show and movie that comes out is like so rushed or whatever that it's
They kind of are already, honestly.
yeah, I mean, like with She-Hulk and
She-Hulk bonds, Thor Love and Thunder bonds.
There was, let me pull up Disney Plus real quick, because there was another one that I started. I got like halfway through the first episode and I couldn't finish it because.
Is it Ms. Marvel? I haven't started that one.
Yeah,
I saw the trailers and I was like, I'm not watching this.
Yeah, I haven't watched anything TV. I'm not a big TV person anyway. But like,
yeah,
I don't know. There's some TV shows I watch, like Moon Knight, Punisher. I haven't even finished it. I haven't been really watching TV, and I want to watch Daredevil and finish it as well. Yeah. But like, other than that, I'm not watching. Even though I've heard WandaVision's good, I could care less about Wanda and Vision. You did not need to know anything about that to see Doctor Strange Multiverse of the Madness.
That's true, actually. I don't know. Like, WandaVision was, I think, the first of the Disney Plus Marvel shows, and the only reason I liked it is because it was actually something different. Like, they had a good direction with it, where it was like an old school, like black and white TV show at first, and it like progresses throughout time, basically. I thought that aspect was pretty cool. But then once you got to like the last 3 episodes where it was just normal Marvel shit, I was like, I kind of don't care anymore. But out of all the Disney Plus shows, Loki and Moon Knight, I really enjoyed. What were you saying, Chase?
It was Miss Marvel.
I
literally have it. First episode is 49 minutes long. I watched 19 minutes of it.
Have you?
I haven't.
You should try Moon Knight, Chase. It's different, but it's good.
Yeah, Moon Knight is cool. Moon Knight's just a really dope character, honestly.
I'm watching The Falcon and the Winter Soldier right now. Is what I started.
Oh, I forgot about it. I actually like that one too.
Yeah,
that one was
pretty good.
I haven't watched it.
I'm enjoying that one.
One thing I hope they do with Moon Knight in the future is make it rated R. Because what they have to do if they're bringing Daredevil and Punisher back is make that shit rated R. Because if they make them all booty hole, then it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Because all of the Netflix shows rated R. Daredevil, Punisher, Luke Cage, The Defenders, and Jessica Jones, all of that shit is rated R, and that's a big part of why it's so good.
Yeah, like the whole literally plowing through people's skulls with whatever weapon they have is makes the
Yeah.
cake. Like,
You can't have Punisher be PG-13. It
Yeah.
just doesn't work. That's
Like-
like trying to have Deadpool PG-13. That's
You
just not
watch-
gonna work.
Punisher walk into a building clean, he's walking out with 50 dudes' blood covering him, bullet holes in him, and everything. Like, because that's who they are. It's the same thing with Daredevil, even though Daredevil about never gets nothing done to him.
Yeah, he doesn't kill, but he will absolutely fucking decimate some people.
Facts.
Like Batman, basically.
Yeah.
He'll beam you. You'll be in the hospital, but you'll be alive.
Maybe in
Unfortunately.
vegetable state, but
Yeah. But I hope they do that with Moon Knight, because in the comics, Moon Knight is really brutal, just like Daredevil in them.
Yeah.
To the point where there's a character called Taskmaster, where he's a villain. His whole thing is that he copies people's fighting style. So like he's fought the Avengers, and he like has Cap's shield, and like he'll copy Black Widow's martial arts and all that shit. But in the comics, the only character he won't copy is Moon Knight, because Moon Knight lets himself get hurt. Like, he won't dodge or block. He'll just get stabbed just to parry you. Like, he'll just run into punches and shit just so that he can hit you. So that's what I hope to see with Moon Knight as it goes forward. Hopefully it gets a bit more rated R, even though I did like the show.
yeah, I hope they come out with like I know they have a TV show, but they also have a Daredevil TV show, and they're supposed to be coming out with a Daredevil movie. To see like a new Punisher movie, Daredevil movie, a Moon Knight movie, and a new Ghost Rider, because they're all the night characters, the bad characters,
Well,
the rated R characters.
all of those characters, what it seems like they might be building up to, which I hope they are, there's a team called the Midnight Suns, and
Yep.
they're pretty much like the street level team. And it is literally those characters you
Yep.
just named.
That's what
it's
I
the
was-
Avengers of the streets. It's Ghost Rider, Daredevil, Punisher. I think Iron Fist is in there sometimes. But it's like all those smaller characters come together as a team. I hope they make that shit. I think Blade is in there, which they're making the Blade movie already. So that shit would be fucking dope.
As far as Marvel goes, all I'm saying is if they take Scarlett Johansson away from the Black Widow, I am never watching.
They already did. You didn't see
Yeah.
the last Black Widow movie?
No,
Yeah, she's
and
dead.
that's probably why.
She's dead and gone.
That is.
Her sister took over as Black Widow now, or whatever.
Yeah, sister's fine too. Oh my god.
Scarlett
Yeah,
Johansson.
she ain't Scarlett Johansson.
Nah.
fine.
Well, I don't.
I don't even remember her sister's name. But
It's like you can't beat that. You can't. There's no woman actor that can top Scarlett Johansson, in my opinion.
she was pretty bad. Honestly, the what's her name, Elizabeth Olsen, is up there for me. The chick
Big
that played
facts.
Wanda.
That's true.
She bad. But I guess her character's not dead. She's just like banished herself to the fucking shadow realm or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't even know what's going on there.
I want to know what her name is. I think I know what her name is.
The new Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Black Widow movie's a prequel.
That's what I
like,
thought.
Takes place
It's-
in the past.
It's Florence Pugh, that fine behind
Yeah.
woman. Oh my god, she is fine.
Yeah, she's the new Black Widow, I think, going forward.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, she did a pretty good
That's
job.
what they set it up as. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That movie, again, was another one that was kind of
Yeah.
mid, in my opinion.
I didn't like it that much. Lexi loves it, but
Yeah, I don't like. I don't know. It's like 5 out of 10. I guess it's just.
they did.
I don't want to watch it again, but I mean, I guess I'm glad I watched it just so I know the story.
I mean, I can tell you why they did it.
What?
It's women movement, dude. Straight up.
Yeah. I mean, they got SheHulk now. That's what. That's all. That show is so fucking dick and balls, man. I hate that show with a passion.
Oh.
And I hate that freaking Daredevil's gonna show up in it. Well, I guess it's the second instance we're seeing Daredevil because he was in Spider-Man. But he's supposed to show up in the show, and it fucking aggravates me. 'Cause
All I know
Daredevil's,
is
one of the best shows ever.
the next Marvel movie that I go see, if She-Hulk locks onto that screen, I'm getting up and walking out.
I mean, the character can be cool. Her show is just terrible. The first episode is okay because the normal Hulk is in it, and then he just dips for the rest of the series, and it's not good. Like literally, bro. I'm gonna finish it just because I'm already 7 episodes in, and I want to see when Daredevil comes in. But the freaking last episode, it was literally just like her being sad about some guy that ghosted her. She went on a date or some shit. Like, it's not even about She-Hulk fighting people. It's just dumbass women shit. I don't want to see that in my Marvel superhero show, bro. Like, how are you gonna have a Hulk character and she doesn't fight anybody? She's fought nobody yet. She's fought like street level thugs, and then I think she fought Hulk because he was like training her, and that was actually kind of cool. But that's the first episode. That's how they get you in. They show you cool shit the first episode. The rest of it is dog
Cheeks.
water.
Yeah,
They're dancing in an office.
with Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, that show's easily the worst of the Disney Plus Marvel stuff. Well, I haven't seen Miss Marvel though,
That's
so that might be that might be worse. But She-Hulk was pretty bad. They zoom in on her feet all the time too, which is a little uncomfortable.
I haven't even started it, and I probably won't. I mean,
I don't. I wouldn't recommend it.
the mixed
Maybe-
reviews.
Yeah, people actually seem to like it, and then I don't understand it.
I feel like it's the people that are like really, really invested in like Marvel. You know, like they're just like,
Yeah.
okay, I gotta be dedicated to this because it's
Because it's Marvel. Yeah, I feel like that's how a lot of people are. Where, like, obviously, I just love the characters like from comics and stuff. But I feel like, excuse me, if you got into superheroes because of like the MCU, then you probably must be loving just everything that they put out. But I've loved them since before the MCU even existed. Like, I just love superheroes and the characters, so I can see when something is buns, even if it is made by.
who would you
Made by Disney.
say She-Hulk is like tailored to? Like, what kind of audience do you think it's meant for?
Women.
Women, definitely. Even though she contradicts herself all the time. Like the first episode, you probably might have seen it on like Twitter and shit, but she, like, actual Hulk is like telling her like, we got to work on controlling your anger and whatnot. And she's literally like, I have to control my anger all day because I'm a woman and I get catcalled. I'm a woman and I get catcalled and like all this basic stuff, even though normal Hulk is like watched his whole family die and shit. And then later in the episode, she gets catcalled and Hulk's out, and she gets saved by normal Hulk. It's like, what? You just contradicted yourself in the same episode, and it's not addressed ever. It's just dumb. It's just like, I'd be alright with the feminism shit if it just made sense in the context of the story, but it doesn't. They're just putting it there just because, hey, look, we're woke. She-Hulk woke character. It's like, it'll work if you had a good show going on and had that stuff implied, but you don't. It's just woke shit for no reason.
Yeah, everything is getting to the point now where you have to produce something that's woke.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with a lot of this stuff that is happening, obviously, like, but like, it's getting to the point where they're trying to throw it on you so much that it's getting stupid. Like, if you just feel like
brings
it's
the whole product down.
yeah, it's like they're shoving it in your face. Like, yeah, it's normal. We all understand it's normal. You don't have to shove it in our face in a movie as well. We see it every day. We go to the movies to enjoy ourselves, to watch a movie we want to see. But don't sit there and shove this stuff in our face because we already get it shoved in our face enough.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm at. Like,
Yeah, Andrew Tate was right. Okay.
Bro,
Did make some valid points. So.
speaking of Andrew Tate,
Rest in peace, that man's career, though.
no, rest in peace
Nah, he's
him.
kicking strong. Well, he's kicking.
on
Aiden
what
Ross still has him on sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he still streams and
He
stuff.
streams, but it's on some bootleg website that
Yeah.
nobody's ever heard of. But
But,
apparently, like, it was his comeback stream after being banned on that random website was his biggest stream ever. So obviously, people want to see that, man.
Oh yeah. I saw a TikTok today talking about, I guess he was like being followed in his car by somebody. Like, I don't know. He started recording and like had his face in it and he turned towards the car and the light turned green. He just took off and like, I guess somebody came into his chat and was like, "You are being warned. Stop talking about the uppers in the realm of whatever we're in, and
The
like
Matrix.
quit exposing the higher ups
Yeah.
and stuff like
That
that."
is wild how he just got banned like unanimously like at the same time, because he was talking to some news people interviewed him and he was like, clearly there's communication between all these competitors in social media and everything he got banned on, because he just got wiped like all at once. And I saw something where it was like he was sad a little bit that Meta or Facebook had banned him because he had like chats on Facebook Messenger of his dad, which his dad had passed, that he can't look at anymore because he got banned.
Yeah, he's
Something
literally
like that.
banned on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter.
In Discord, I think I saw something about that.
Oh dear
His
God.
Discord got taken down. Some shit.
I mean, if you think
Yeah.
about it, those companies are all pretty much owned by the same person, though. Like, they're
Yeah.
the same group. Like, it's all.
Well, the thing is
somehow
like they
Google
see
or-
one social media ban him and they're like, "Oh, we gotta ban him too, so it makes us look better." That's literally what it is.
It's definitely part of it. But at the same time, there would be a benefit, I feel, for, like, especially Twitter, because Twitter doesn't give a fuck. They put
true.
whatever they want out there, so Twitter was just like, yeah, we got him. Then people would just be on Twitter to see that man. But
They also
Twitter's-
banned Donald Trump
they
on
banned
Twitter
Trump,
too.
so,
Yeah. Twitter will ban people.
I thought Donald Trump got unbanned on that. But
I think he's still banned.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they just banned him until he wasn't president anymore.
yeah, let him back in.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Yeah,
really
it
gonna
was a permanent suspension of
Okay.
his.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. Social media, it's just whack sometimes.
Yeah, definitely whack. Got a video taken down on my TikTok yesterday. Just trying to upload, a little Steam review. I get on there like 2 hours after it had been uploaded and they had muted my sound. So I was like, great, now I just got to take it down because it's just me lipping words and you can't hear what I'm saying. So there's no point of this being on my thing. I thought it was pretty funny, but TikTok be whack. TikTok also banned me from using my logo for my profile picture too.
Really?
I hadn't told y'all that one, yeah.
No,
And I made a second account just to see, I was gonna do the whole sports thing, but I freaking put that logo on there and it instantly got banned. Instant. And I've had that logo on there for so long, but banned. So I was like, whatever. I mean, I have a new logo sitting in my back pocket if I really wanted to use it, but I just haven't felt like it. I just put it as a picture of me and I'm chilling. I mean,
Yeah, I don't- the whole. It seems like no platform enforces their rules like unanimously. It's always like biased in some sort of way.
yeah, my thing is it's just TikTok and Twitch are the same thing. They ban the males and don't ban the females. Do you know how many freaking TikToks I have seen of women with their just titties out and their kids sucking on them, and their kids will let go and they're breastfeeding and nipple straight out? I'm like, oh, but I'm gonna get banned for having a freaking profile picture as my logo.
Yeah, Martin. There's literally just women busting it wide open on TikTok. but Martin's got a picture of animated booty cheeks as his profile picture, and he gets boned.
Yeah, like it's stupid. Like I see so much stuff on TikTok that literally could be bannable. Like ban their content, take their video down, but like it doesn't get taken down. But something as simple as mine, like we were talking the other day, freaking some dude on Twitch has a worse name than mine, and he still has a Twitch. Like I got banned on Twitch for what? Just because of my name? Like that's insane. And you got girls out here in bikinis that are this big doing a hot tub stream, getting thousands of viewers just because they were bringing in money. That's literally why they still have a platform.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I think Twitch is the biggest like offender in that whole thing, because like Wnat, the streamer, he was like #1 on the platform. I think last week, like he passed XQC, but he had never been acknowledged by Twitch, and people were saying it was because he was black. And then finally, after like everybody was stirring up controversy, and even Kai was like, "Where's my props?" Then Twitch was like, "Oh, here's a little tweet. Congratulations, Wnat, fucking 80,000 subscribers or whatever."
Isn't he the most like subscribed to Twitch streamer right now?
Yeah, he's #1 right now. He passed XQC like last week or some shit.
That's crazy.
He never gets shouted out
Heard
until controversy happened.
Like people talking about him, and I see him on Twitter. As far as like he's a good streamer, but I've never actually like tuned in to watch a little bit of it. I heard it was, or from what I can tell, it's pretty much along the same lines. It's like Aiden Ross and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, it's like just chatting shit.
Yeah, I can tell you the only time I ever get on Twitch is when we're on this podcast. I'll go in here and just look at it to see who's streaming. That's the most time I spend on Twitch.
Yeah, I don't really browse it either. I watch you or Omar if he's live, and that's pretty much it. If I'm browsing anything, it's YouTube. I browse YouTube quite a bit. But
I get on here to watch Omar, but that's about the extent of my Twitch. Twitch is starting to turn into what it used to be for a gaming platform, into just chatting and hot tub streams and ASMR and stuff
honestly,
like that.
If I was Twitch, bro, I would just lean into being like the like we don't care platform. Like, just make like a porn section, bro. At this point, make a like rated R section, and just like be the streaming platform that you could just do whatever you want on. Like,
yeah, I mean, I would definitely make it to where you have to be a certain age to get in there.
Oh, like, yeah, obviously.
And then obviously kids are gonna find that out and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make a new account just for this." But
yeah, I mean,
I think that's where the issue is, you know.
I guess. I mean, obviously they're gonna make less money if they market themselves like that. That's probably why they're not gonna do it. But with how much like ASMR and obviously the just chatting and hot tub stuff is so popular on there, it's like gaming and just normal streams is like, obviously it's still really successful. But if you could be a nobody but just be a hot tub streamer and have like thousands of viewers just because you're sitting there half naked.
Yeah, like once again, I'm on here and second on the list, just chatting. And the only reason it's second is because League of Legends is having a tournament, I believe, or their Worlds. And that's why it's #1, but just chatting. And obviously, big reason why it's up there, Pokimane is streaming. She is just chatting. Is hot tub streams like its own thing now?
Yeah, it's a category. It's called like pools and hot tubs or some shit.
Pools, beaches, and hot tubs. Yeah, something like that.
It's the titties category.
Pools, hot tubs, and beaches. As 12K viewers.
Category. The reason they made their own category was because Amaranth was always at the top of just chatting. They're like, well, there's going to be a lot of kids looking at just chatting, and they're just going to see Amaranth with her titties out, so we got to make a separate category for it. But all that means is now there's an entire category of women with their titties out. So
yeah,
the goal was to have kids not see that shit, and now there's a whole section where they could just click on it to see that shit. So
yeah, ASMR and pools, hot tubs, and beaches are both at over 10K viewers.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm probably gonna hate, like, get the bag, I guess, but I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with what Matthew just said. You know, like they're making their money, and obviously it's
Yeah,
a little bit more successful than uh, you know, gaming streams and stuff like that. But they're appealing to what a lot of the people, you know, that go to Twitch are also consuming. You know? Like
yeah,
you got a bunch of you got a bunch of nerds, you got a bunch of gamers, whoever, you know, that are
yeah.
getting on Twitch to watch League of Legends or Warzone, whatever, you know. But a recommended channel pops up of some lady sitting in a hot tub with her bikini on, and people are gonna click on it, you know. Like it's
Yeah. The only thing is that it's like the only thing that where I'm like, why it's an issue is because they'll just ban just normal people for like such little things when that shit is just there.
yeah,
And it's just like there's no equality to it. It's super biased.
Like me with my name.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-doo. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It's real hard to be a woman to get bread. It's real hard to be a woman.
if your girlfriend came up to you one day and was like, "I want to be a hot tub streamer," would you allow
Absolutely.
that?
I probably would, yeah.
Easy money.
And I would never go in that chat because I'd be in there frying dudes up.
No.
And no, I've seen dudes sitting next to the lady
Yeah.
in the stream.
I've seen
you
that
know?
too.
Oh
just
yeah,
chilling.
that is.
The whole
that
chat is
true.
like, get this man out of here.
Yeah. What is he doing here? We know.
Yeah, I would read that chat and
Move
be
out
like,
the way.
"You want to know the difference between me and you? This thing, I'm banging. This thing, you're just looking at, buddy. Straight up. I mean, if it's gonna get me the bread, whatever it takes, I guess. To be honest,
Yeah. Like, I'm not hating on the actual streamers to do that because, again, you know, they're making money. They're doing what's successful. I mean, but I don't know. It's just Twitch as a platform and like how they moderate is, I think, the actual issue.
yeah, it's.
I think the only issue with that, or you know, for the women's side, is that like what they have to deal with out in public now, because they've been sitting here on cam for 8 to 10 hours a day, and now people like when they like I've always thought about that. Like if they go out in public, what's the interactions like with people, especially with like huge streamers like Amaranth or I don't really know any others because that's like the most popular one that I've ever heard of, you know. But like I'm sure they have to deal with some shit. But
Well, I mean, yeah, but they kind of bring it upon themselves. I mean, they don't ask for it, but they also bring it upon themselves by putting themselves out like that at the same time. I mean, they're the way people talk in Twitch chat or the way people are going to act in real life.
I don't agree with that. People will say some fucked up shit on Twitter, but then be saying nothing on IRL.
I mean, that is true, but
I don't think they bring it
like
upon
that.
themselves because, like, there's no excuse for it. Obviously, I think like Valkyrie and Pokimane have had to move the houses several times because they've gotten like stalked by people. So like, there's no excuse for shit like that. That's just men being gross.
Yeah, I was mainly talking about like the hot tub streamers, Pokimane and freaking.
It's still the same thing. Though.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know.
people are just flat out weird, plain and simple.
Yeah. I feel like I've thinking about this recently. I guess this is gonna get a little explicit, but just like how, since porn is so accessible now, like with our generation, because of like just the internet, like smartphones and shit, like how that has changed, not only our generation but like every generation moving forward with like how you just view women, I guess, as a man, and even the other way around. Like anybody can watch it, but like, you know, you hear stories about our parents and whatever, where it's like just seeing a titty in a movie is like holy shit. But I was here with a smartphone in middle school, just busting down on X videos.
Sick. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like easily accessible. Like I think about it with, like, I know it's weird to say, but like my nephews, like they're young, but like when they start getting to the age where they're like, hey, I like girls, like I like the way they look, stuff like that. Like, it's so easy for them just to look at something up easily.
Yeah, even
Just
if it's
because
not,
the
even
internet.
just scrolling. Like, I mean, we're talking about Twitch here with the hot tub shit. Like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, just scrolling normal TikTok or like you're gonna see that now. It's like just out there.
And the
So,
thing,
I mean, I don't have
that's
the answer. It's just something I've been wondering, like how that actually affects the brain when it comes to like being attracted to things and whatever.
yeah,
How you respond to it.
I don't
So,
know.
okay, I saw a couple sets of tweets, and this can kind of like, they kind of tie into each other as far as the subject goes. I guess as far as like the affecting the brain goes, there's a tweet that came out in 2013, and it was like within the next 10 years, we're just gonna be having sex with robots on the daily. I feel like that could be like a. This is all a joke. I feel like it. I feel like it could be like connected in some way, you know, just because people
Oh,
are
yeah.
gonna be so digital. But I also saw another thing, and it was like it was a teacher. Tweet had like 100,000 likes, and she was like, "There's a fourth grader in my class," and he was just sitting there looking at cheeks, like in the middle of class, on his phone, you know. And I think it's more of like the parents' job to kind of like restrict that, maybe. But
Yeah.
It's hard.
It
It's
is
hard to
hard,
restrict that.
Yeah.
I mean,
it almost seems like we might eventually, like maybe after our lifetime, come to a point where just shit like that is just commonplace. Like it's not even like looked at like, oh, this guy's looking at cheeks on his phone right now. Just because again, it's so easy even now to just come across on TikTok, just women shaking ass, just scrolling.
yeah, it's definitely changed because, like, you know, back in the day, you hear people talk like they used to not show skin. Like, oh, I see an ankle, like stuff like that. Oh, she's got her shoulder out. Like, they used to cover up everything back in the day, literally. And it's just changed to where now people are wearing straight up something with lace that you can see everything through, and they have some underwear on and some nipple pasties, and that's it. That's all that's covering them. It's just our generation is changing everything. That's why we're Gen Z.
I do think it could be more.
What
like
even are we?
normalized.
Go ahead,
We're
Jesus.
millennials, I think.
That's what I
So-
thought.
Yeah.
That's what I used to think, but then I feel like that shit changes because then I saw some other thing where like now we're technically Gen Z, not actually millennials.
So we're
Apparently our
we're
parents are
actually
millennials.
Gen Z.
Yeah, that's what I seen, but I
So-
do not agree with that at all.
Millennials, I have the whole thing here. It's
Yeah, that shit is wrong.
what?
It just is. It's been changed
Yeah,
so many
no.
times. How are you gonna tell me for my entire teenage life I was called a millennial, and now you're gonna start grouping me in with these dumbasses? I'm not one of them. I was not eating Tide Pods. That's not my generation. That's
Yeah,
the people
I was
younger than me.
not cooking my chicken in NyQuil. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. I've just looked at two of them. Like, supposedly,
Yeah.
we're from 1981 to 96 is millennials, and Gen Z is from 1997 to 2012.
that makes
Millennials is. Wait, say that again?
So millennials is 1981 to 96. And then Gen Z is 97 to 2012.
That's such a big fucking gap. How is Gen Z like 20 years, but millennials is like 5?
No,
They're both
it's
15.
yeah, it's both 15.
Oh, are they?
But,
yeah, 1981 to 96.
but
Oh.
when he first said it, though, I thought it was like I agree. Like, I thought it was
Yeah.
like a 5
Yeah.
year difference from millennials and 20 for why, but
Yeah, now they're saying the new generation is Generation Alpha.
What?
they're-
I haven't
they're
even
gonna
heard
be-
that.
they're gonna be beta. They ain't gonna be alpha with the way things are coming out.
We ain't got
Yeah.
no Giga Chads coming up, other than Howie.
Facts.
Howie's-
Where's Bowie at?
We'll have to get him on here, special guest.
Yeah, that's what I told Matthew yesterday. I had to get Howie in here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It is extremely accessible to anybody. Like, I literally remember when I was little, just trying to look up some cheeks on my DS, and you could easily find that junk on the internet browser.
Oh yeah.
Or the
When the
PSP,
DSi came out. Oh my goodness.
or anything.
DSi
Yeah,
stood
we're
for
pulling
DS
up
with internet.
3D DS.
That DSi, that's what I had, boy.
That's what I have. Yeah.
And the PSP. You could be on the internet on both of them. Literally. I mean, it's easily accessible. I don't know. Have y'all seen the Pornhub thing, where they're like, I guess, aligned with like sex trafficking and stuff? Like, they promote it and all this, that, and the other.
Well, I mean, that's been a big issue for all those kinds of websites. Like, it's always been an issue that a lot of the videos that are being posted are actually just videos from sex traffickers and stuff. Like, it's always been people are always like being whatever, you know.
I just saw
protesting
something.
against it.
I saw something recently about it. Like, I don't even know how long ago. It was probably like a week ago. Some girl posted like 3 different things about it. And I'm like, what are you going on about? I'm not even about to look at it. But you got it, girl. Go ahead. Post about Pornhub. I'll be on there later tonight.
I hadn't seen nothing about it, but I think what Chase said is right though, because especially like anybody can upload on those sites. It's pretty much like YouTube. You just make an account and put whatever you want up there. So obviously on sites like that, there's gonna be some fucked up shit.
Yeah, I don't.
I think it could be normalized, you know, to be like viewing stuff like that in public, especially with like all the, you know, free women's bodies,
Yeah.
all that stuff, which is understandable, you know, like. But at the same time, if a dude walks around with his meat out, like,
They're getting arrested for PDA. Like
Yeah, it's
Antonio
like-
Brown. Have y'all seen that?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, let's go ahead and blur that out. Really helped it out a lot. Oh, I've seen so many memes about that man today. Good god. That junk is...
I think people will still like think of it as like weird, you know, like if you see somebody on the bus or like in a public setting, whatever, sitting down eating at McDonald's in there.
Cranking
Yeah.
one out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's gonna be. If it does get normalized to that point, it'll be well after we're gone. I would
Yeah.
hope. 'Cause I don't want to see that shit.
Facts.
But
Facts.
because if you think about it, it is leading that way. Like obviously, like Martin said back in the day, women couldn't show anything, even in porn. It was like they didn't really show that, and not nowhere near as much what we could see today. If you got any sort of fetish, you find a whole community of people with that shit online today. So it is like
Yeah.
getting closer and closer to that as time moves on. But
Yeah, I don't know. It's
well, hopefully I won't see that shit. But
times
maybe,
are...
maybe this podcast will be in the archives in the future, and they'll
Yeah.
look back on this like these motherfuckers knew what they were talking about.
Yeah, we're predicting the future. Call us the Simpsons. The Simpsons be wild, bruh. Oh my god. They be predicting everything.
I always see those, and I don't know if they're real or not. I know some of them have been, but I see some of them like this got to be fake, photoshopped or whatever.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's because they've put out so many episodes though that like it's kind of impossible for some of this stuff to not be
Yeah,
accurate.
that's true.
like
Yeah.
they're what on season like 900 right now or something.
I'm looking at a list right now of like everything that, well, like some things that have came true, like the Ukraine crisis. Tom Hanks endorses the U.S. Murder hornets. A new pandemic. The Matrix 4 premiere. FaceTime. Something about the U.S. curling team. Trump's presidency, Walt Disney and Fox merging, and Lady Gaga in the Super Bowl. Old Lady Gaga.
Yeah, they're on season 34 right now. So, yeah, I mean, again, what Jay said is true. When you crank out so much shit, obviously some of that is just going to be coincidental, but I don't know. The only thing I've seen where it's like wow from The Simpsons is when it's like a date, like it's this thing happening, but they also have like the year in the background or like on a newspaper or whatever. That's when it's like, all right, that's a little weird. When like shit actually happens at the time where they thought it was going to happen. But other than that, yeah, it don't bother me too much.
Yeah, it's just crazy to see like
Yeah.
the stuff that they've came up with in the show and it coming true. Like, it's weird to see that.
They've probably had to fire and rehire a bunch of people just because of that. They have so much content being pushed out, you know? Someone's gonna get burned out.
Yeah. What's next? What are they gonna predict? The podcast blowing up? That's what they need to predict.
I just don't know how they're still making episodes at this point. Like, have you not made episodes about everything ever yet? Good God. But I don't know. I guess that's the beauty of The Simpsons.
I've never actually like sat down and watched it, to be honest.
I haven't watched any of the new episodes. I've seen a good bit of the old ones, and The Simpsons movie I've seen, but that's about it.
Yeah, if I've ever watched The Simpsons, it's because of now it's because I see the episodes on TikTok. I think Matthew's mentioned that in a previous podcast, but as well as them late nights you wake up in the middle of the night and something's on the TV. It's freaking George Lopez or The Simpsons or something like that. You wake up and hear the George Lopez theme song. You know you got to tune in for about 5 minutes before you go back to sleep.
Oh, that show is good, low-key. Not even low-key. That show is just actually good. I used to watch it in the mornings before going to school. I think it was too early for it to transfer over to Nickelodeon. It was still like Nick at Night or whatever. Do they still do Nick at Night? I wonder if they do. They don't?
I don't think so.
Dang, you can't stay up till midnight and watch Friends anymore, dude. Whatever the fuck was on there.
I haven't watched actual TV and other
I
than
don't even have
sports. I mean, we do, but Nick at Night is on every night on Nickelodeon.
Really?
Sick. What are they putting on there? What even?
TV schedule. For today, at 8 p.m., we got The Addams Family. At 10:06, we got Friends. You got Friends all the way up until...
They're still showing these old-ass shows?
Yeah, you got Friends up until 1:25 a.m. And then it goes to Seinfeld until 3:30. And then at 4 a.m., you got Mike and Molly till 5:30. And then you got Young Sheldon. And then it starts at 7 a.m. with Paw Patrol.
Hell yeah.
Bright and early.
Yep, 7 a.m. to 10:30 is Paw Patrol. So... they still do it.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. I don't even know how that shit is still successful nowadays. What do kids even do when they get up bright and early for school? They just hop on their phone now, I would assume.
Yeah, they go scroll through TikTok.
Anymore. Yeah.
Mom hands him the iPad. Straight to Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my nephew was talking about today, because he'll come in here and watch me play the game or whatever, and he's, my friend Kyle from school, his dad taught me how to play Call of Duty. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I killed so many bad guys. He's 6. I'm like, okay.
You know that man's dad was putting him in the campaign so that he wasn't messing up his KD.
Yeah, or a private game lobby with the bots.
Yeah. I know that's what I used to do when I actually cared about my KD and how he would come over. Be like, you can't play on this account, bro. You gotta switch accounts.
Yeah, and then they'll come in here every once in a while and be trying to play with me. I'll just hand them a controller that's off, and they think they're playing. And then they finally figured out that the controller's not on. So I'm like, God dang. What am I supposed to do? I just, if they come over, hate to be mean, but if I'm streaming or something, I shut my door and lock it. Y'all ain't coming in here, buddy. Mess me up. My door stays locked. I hate when people be busting up in here. They always be. I'm about to get a freaking chair to stick on the door so people can't come in here. Like
At this point, you just need to get a place.
That's facts.
Yeah, Lexi.
Y'all been
So
together long enough.
Yeah, we're supposed to
About
be
time.
we're supposed to be moving next year. I know I can go get a place. It's just that's what I've been waiting on this whole time is wherever Lexi's moving to. That's probably where I'm going. Just cause help her out as much as I can. This pharmacy school is a grueling task.
Yeah.
Alright.
But then you could be a stay-at-home dad.
That's facts. I've been vouching for that. I told her whenever she becomes a pharmacist, starts making the big bucks, that I'm gonna be a stay-at-home dad so I can make gaming videos at 47 years old.
Or you on an F-250 on a set of 40s.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Tooted and booted.
I don't know where we're going. She starts applying in December. She takes her PCAT not this month. She starts
So
applying in
you're-
December.
Need a 6-inch drop on the hitch so that you can attach a bass boat to it because you got two buddies, Matthew and Chase.
Shit, you never know. We might be moving to Texas, Chase.
Yeah.
She wants to go to Texas A&M. She said Texas A&M is up there in her list of schools. She's always loved Texas A&M, so might be Matthew has to come visit me and Chase, huh?
I guess. 'Cause I know I'm not moving to Texas. I've talked about it before, but I didn't want to. So I just need to freaking actually be able to use my income to buy something before I even really start looking.
Yeah, I've been saving up my money.
Or what? When are you buying this truck, Martin? You talking about buying this truck for years?
The market's too high right now. I want a brand new F-250. You know how much that costs?
Too much. That's why you
Exactly.
buy a used one.
I don't want to
Especially if
use
you're
one.
about especially if you're about a lift kit and neon light the wheels like everybody else.
I'm not doing
Where it
that.
looks horrendous.
I want a plain black freaking F-250. I don't even care if it's lifted. I just want the F-250 to say I have it. I'm definitely gonna put a lift on it, whether it's 3 to 6 or whatever it is. Get the running boards when you open the door, they fold down. Yes, sir.
Isn't that only on like F-350s though, or something like the King Ranch edition? or
No,
something?
my-
Like, you gotta get like an extra $100,000 package on it.
It's
just to
definitely
get-
an add-on.
Yeah,
It
it's
might
an
not be a
add-on
whole
you can
edition,
get, but you can buy your own and like put them on. Like my Lexi's brother has them. You open the door and then just flop out. And he does not have no special edition, no nothing. He put them on himself.
You can do all that shit yourself for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it's black or like a charcoal gray or some dark color and it has leather seats, I'm straight. I don't need anything else. I'm going to put a lift kit on it, put a little bit bigger tires on it, put me some subs in the back, and roll up to Matthew's house playing the Krabby Patty Secret Formula remix. And his dad's going to walk outside and he's like, Matthew, is this your friend? Is there something wrong with him?
Like, I don't know that, man.
Hey, Matthew.
No, I'll probably be out there working on. I gotta fix my fucking Honda. For the love of God, I'm about to just rebuild the transmission myself. Bro, did you see? You know that Hyundai I showed you, Chase? The Vision N or whatever.
Yeah.
They discontinued it.
Already.
They're not putting it into production. That shit is tragic. Because that car
crazy.
looked fucking sick.
I wonder, did they say why?
I don't know. I haven't really looked into it. I just saw that they aren't making it.
It was a good looking car. Like, it would have been a good
Yeah.
looking car. It came out.
I love the like retro look on like making something like futuristic, but it being in like retro styling. That's like my
Yeah.
favorite shit ever.
On a newer vehicle too.
Yeah.
And electric.
Well, it was like a new sort of powertrain anyway. It wasn't like traditional electric, like Teslas or whatever. It was like hydrogen powered something. I don't even know.
Yeah,
That
There's
might
only
be why.
like one hydrogen car actually released though, isn't there? It's like made by
Think so.
Toyota, I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
A version of the Prius or something.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm gonna get y'all's opinion on this. So I know me and Matthew have been getting a lot of car TikToks, like people rebuilding. I think Matthew said something to me about it. I know I have. I think I've sent like maybe one or two to y'all, maybe. So I have a question: are electric cars worth it?
For what? What do you mean worth it?
Are they just worth it? Like, is it worth buying an electric car? Period. Like, I mean, obviously you have Tesla, which is massive, but there's all these other car manufacturers coming out with electric cars every day.
Yeah.
So are they? Do you
mean-
think they're actually worth it, or would you rather just have the gas or diesel?
I mean, those are like for people like me, no, because I love working on my cars. I love wrenching on them. I love making them what I want them to be, which you can't really do that with electric. Well, you can on the outside, I guess. You can make them look however you want, but when it comes to the engine, you can't do shit with that.
So you're gonna swap the batteries out, but
Yeah, you get a different coil pack for the batteries, which you have to buy from Tesla anyway. It's not like you could get all the shit I have on my Honda in the engine bay, my headers, my intake, my fucking radiator, all that shit is like sourced from a bunch of different places. Some of it cheap, some of it not. But if you want to swap your coils on a Tesla, you might as well just buy a new Tesla. It's gonna cost you about the same.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like for the general public, like if you view your car as like a tool, like this gets me to work, then I feel like buying an electric car makes sense, especially since they're becoming a lot more affordable. But I think for like car enthusiasts, like people like me and you two, if y'all ever actually get project cars so we can fucking work on them together,
just swap the
definitely
Beamer.
not.
I've made a decision on keeping the Beamer. I'm gonna fucking turn it into a project car. It's gonna be a sleeper. Gonna keep the body the same, all that stuff.
That-
completely reworking the engine.
That's my whole thing with like why I haven't went and bought a new car is because like my car only has 50,000 miles on it. It's almost paid off. There's no point in me going to buy another car right now.
Yeah, I wish. Holy shit. Both
But-
my cars got like, I think 500,000 put together.
But I probably got like 60. That's probably what I have on it.
Solid 168,000.
But like,
I bought it pre-owned at 100, which was kind of stupid, but I put 68,000 miles on it, so
at the same time, like, it's not a terrible car. Like, I don't, obviously it's not what I want to drive, but it gets me from A to B. It has AC, this, that, and the other. And like, I don't want to trade in that car to go get a new one because, as I've stated multiple times, for some odd reason, I want to slam it.
the
Yeah, I mean,
tracks.
the whole.
That's what you have a tracks right now.
Yeah, a track.
It could be fine. It look cool.
Yeah, it will be clean. There's freaking Honda Odysseys and all these minivans that are slammed that look dope. You just gotta slam it and put wheels. Honestly.
Yeah, and I want to slam it, but I don't want to slam it and then have it as a drive it everywhere car. But I just want it slammed just so I can look at it. Be like, yeah, I slammed this car right here.
I mean, a big part of the reason why I bought the Nissan, other than driving stick, is so that I can have one as like a project and then one to drive, obviously. Because, like, I mean, obviously the Honda I've had for a long time and I've done a lot to it, but I haven't really gone crazy with the engine, like trying to make more power because it was my only car. So if that went out, then I'd be out of a car. But now I have the Nissan. So if I want to work on the Honda, I can just drive the Nissan. If I want to work on the Nissan, I can drive the Honda whenever the Honda's fixed. So, like right now, if I hadn't bought the Nissan when I did, I'd be out of a car right now because the Honda shit the bed with the transmission. So,
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely, when I get to where I can buy a new vehicle, that was something I've always had in mind. Just putting that thing on the ground, just because. I think I've told Matthew that about 1,500 times.
honestly,
Back to-
anything slam looks good.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, The only way to like that it looks bad is if the wheels aren't.
Yeah.
What's the word?
If the fitment is off,
The fitment. Yeah. If
Yeah.
if the
fitment's
wheels are
off.
too small, if they just look cheeks, then it's not gonna look good. You gotta get big ass wheels, thin tires, slam that bitch. It'll be clean.
Back to Martin's question though on like the like electric vehicles and all that stuff. I feel like I agree with Matthew as far as like for general consumers, it's a good buy-in. You know, there's like statistics proving that like you save money and all this stuff compared to paying for gas or whatever. But at the same time, I'm not gonna go out and pay 75 to 100 grand for a Tesla. Like I feel like it needs to
Yeah.
be. They need to put out more electric vehicles so that it's, you know, you have those EVs that are 30, 40 grand, you know, and it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's affordable, right?
Yeah, as long as they become more affordable. I think the starting price for like a base model Tesla is actually around like 40s. I'm sure they're marked up to hell right now, but I know before the whole car market blew up, they actually weren't so bad for like a base model. But there's also the thing of like, I guess specifically with Tesla, there's so many models of the same car where it's like, it almost seems like if you get the base model, it's just gonna fall apart and like not run for long because they have the long range edition. Like, why is that an addition? That should just be the car. The car should have good range by default.
Yeah.
Like, I get having like sport package and shit, but like,
An extra
don't
20
understand.
grand for an extra like 150 miles. Like,
yeah,
Yeah, it's insane. Elon Musk out here doing big money moves.
I guess he needs the money to get us to Mars. So.
He needs something.
But I know there's the other electric brand Lucid Air. Their car
Yes.
actually looks really nice, but their prices make sense because they're trying to be luxury. They're like the Mercedes of.
Oh, that
The
car is
electrics.
nice.
on my first week working at Amazon, I was out in the country dropping off to this house, pulled into their driveway, and there was this car sitting there. It was this Indian dude and these two white people standing out there. Walked up to him, handed him the package. Indian dude was like, "You wanna come look at my car?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Because I couldn't tell what it was. Turned out it was a Lucid. He's like, "You wanna sit inside of it? Like, you wanna like look around and all that stuff?" I was like, "Absolutely." Got inside. It was the nicest car I've ever been inside of.
Yeah.
Yeah, these
Like,
cars,
by far.
they look nice.
Turns out, I mean, it was like a six-figure car. I can't even remember the price tag, but
Mm-hmm.
business owner, you know, bought the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
electric cars are coming up for sure. There's more and more, like I said, every day coming out.
Yeah. I think the whole challenge, like Chase said, is just making them actually affordable. Because even like Priuses, I think, still aren't like actually electric. They're just hybrids. I don't think there's like a straight up electric Prius yet. I'm sure there will be, but when it comes to if you got the money, I feel like get a Lucid, get a Rivian or whatever. And the Rivian trucks are pretty cool. They got the Ford Lightning, the electric F-150.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool from what I've seen. But in terms of affordability, if you're really trying to be like eco-friendly, pretty much your option is the base model Tesla, which is not going to get you that far in terms of like if you got to go on a road trip, or just a normal hybrid.
Yeah, who cares about the ecosystem?
Or like
I
a
don't know.
Corolla.
I will forever put the loudest exhaust I can find on my shit.
You just gotta move out here. There's no emissions testing.
There's none here either. That's why I'm
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I would hate to live in California. I would have been moved.
Facts.
I would have been got arrested probably.
Facts.
A lot of shit.
I guess to cap off this episode, we could do a top 5 drafts of cars we want. We'll just let Chase go first. We'll just go
let
Chase, you, me.
I already know this one. It's something that me and Matthew talked about quite a bit. but the Audi RS6 Avant wagon,
Mm-hmm.
perfect.
All right. So I'm just gonna take my dream car off rip, even though I don't think either of you would take this. But the old school Honda NSX, the one with the pop-up headlights. I don't remember what year it is. I think it's maybe like 92, 92 NSX. But that's my
Sounds
like all-time. If
What
I
year
get that
was it?
car, I made it in life. I think it's a 92, like early 90s. I'm not sure the exact year. Because there's one with the pop-ups, and then there's a newer model where they got rid of them. And then obviously there's like the really new one that came out in like 2017 or whatever. I'm talking about the older one.
This is a car I've always wanted. I still remember when I was a kid, I had a nice Hot Wheels of it. It was navy blue with white stripes down the middle of it. I probably still got it in my closet in there, but I'm taking the Dodge Viper.
Mm.
I absolutely love those cars.
Yeah, I love the Viper. Too bad they don't make them anymore. All right, Chase.
Are we going like within reason, or is this just like?
No, just pick what you want. The
Yeah.
NSX is not within reason for me. That shit is, especially for the classic one, that shit is well over 100 grand.
We're gonna have to go with like. I mean, since we're going crazy and wild, maybe like a Pagani Zonda.
A Pagani?
Yeah, nice little like Formula One car.
Yeah, that shit is nuts. I would definitely kill myself in one of those. If I had it.
Facts.
That is crazy. But I respect it. Those are pretty insane. This is another dream car. I've always liked these. This is sort of my luxury option, I guess you'd call it. But the Aston Martin DB11.
Aston Martin DB11.
Yep. I've always liked the Astons. Those always have been like the sort of expensive car that I've always been trying to aspire to get in terms of like new stuff. And I used to really like the DB8 and the DB9. The DB11 is just the newest one. So that's the one that I chose.
I'm going to go.
Martin?
My second pick, I'm going with an old car that I absolutely just love the look of. I'm going with a 1967 Corvette Stingray.
Well, we actually get quite a bit of those at the shop.
I don't know,
Oh,
something
old man
about those
around here.
cars is just, it just draws to me. Like, I love those cars. They're so, just the old nostalgic car look of it is,
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure they're coming out with a new Corvette Stingray.
Probably. I think that's just what they call them now. They're just all Stingrays.
Yeah, they might be, I don't know. That would be my
That's your
third.
They are
That's your
called-
second.
They are all Stingrays.
Yeah.
So okay, so I've always been stuck between these 2 years for this one model of car. Either a 98 or a 2000 BMW Z3. As far as like a coupe, it's probably been my favorite.
Well, what'd you say again?
Oh, yeah. Z3. The Miata of BMW.
Yeah, I mean pretty much.
I actually don't know. I mean, there's so many cars I like. But there's also, like, some that I like more than others. I don't know. For 3. So I got the NSX. I got my expensive ones kind of out the way. Although I feel like this one's still pretty fucking expensive. But I gotta take... I actually like... It's a Skyline, but I'm gonna take the... No, hold on, Martin. I'm taking the R32, not the R34. The R32 is the older one, and I personally like the way that those look better.
You said the
R32 Skyline.
R32 Skyline?
Yeah.
I was waiting on that one, boy. I was waiting on Matthew to pick that one. I love the Skylines.
Yeah. But
They're
I know
just-
the one Martin likes is the R34. That's like the iconic one that most people go for. But I personally like the look of the older one. The R32 is the one I would want.
Yeah, I love the Skylines. They're just Beautiful. The 32 and the 34. Well, I guess let me just go ahead and take it. The R34.
Respectable.
I love the Skylines. That's what I play with in Rocket League. All right, Chase, you're up next for your fourth pick on your
For my
car.
fourth, I'm gonna go with a Roof 993 Turbo R.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I always forget about Roof.
Roof is fine, bro.
Yeah, they are. Honestly.
Yeah, they're super nice. Super nice.
I know my first one, but I gotta make sure I get the year right because there's a ton of these, and it's kind of along the same lines as Chase's. But okay, I can't fucking find the year. But a Porsche 911 Turbo, the older one, not the newer one. I don't know exactly what year it is, but I know it was the one that's in Cyberpunk. People who have played that game.
The Porsche 911s. I love those fucking cars.
Oh, it's the 1980 Porsche 911 Turbo. That shit, oh, that's one of the nicest looking cars like ever. I love the way the 80s model looks. So that's my fourth Porsche 80s Porsche 911 Turbo.
I honestly don't know. There's so many options. I feel like I don't really have a luxury car. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this. Y'all are probably gonna flame me for this. I don't know really what year I would take. Probably 05. But I just like the older ones in general. But a Ford GT, I've always wanted one.
Ooh, I ain't flaming you for that. That's a good pick.
I used to love Ford GTs. I still do. They're got the new ones and they're clean. But just in general, like the old style ones.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like looking back at my list, I'm like, I could have picked something a little different here, but I also just love way too many cars to whittle it down to 5.
I'm also I had my fifth picked out and I lost the name. For, like, because it's kind of like along the same lines as Roof, but it's for Mercedes.
Brabus?
Brabus. Yes. I would want a G63 Brabus. So you know the G-Wagon
Yeah.
Brabus.
I don't even know how to spell that.
BRABUS, I think.
Yes.
That's very on brand for Chase. That that fits you well.
A Brabus what?
G-Wagon.
The G-Wagon.
Oh yeah, that is Chase's alley right there.
I feel like I have straight sports cars right now. I mean, I guess the Aston is kind of luxury, but the other ones are just old, sporty cars. I feel like I gotta get something practical here. I feel like that's what Chase did with the G-Wagon. That is fancy and all, but it's got some practicality to it. And the wagon he chose is practical, obviously, because it's a wagon.
You gotta put your wagon in there.
Yeah, but I have the Skyline itself already. The wagon.
True.
Yeah,
The
that
wagon
is.
Chase is referring to is the what is it called? The Nissan Strata. It's pretty much a Skyline but a wagon.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Starts with something. It starts with an S. Stagia. Nissan Stagia.
Yeah.
It is literally the same drivetrain, same engine as a R34 Skyline, but it's a wagon version. Yeah, I'll just take it. Fuck it. I'll have 2 Skylines. I love wagons. I gotta have a wagon in there. So a Nissan Stagia will be my last pick. Specifically one with a R34 front conversion, so that way I could have a R32 and an R34.
Oh, now y'all are making me want a wagon, dude.
Dude, wagons are so fucking cool. I hate that they don't make them anymore.
Yeah. Everything.
I know the wagon you should take part in, but I don't want to pollute your
Let me
Your
hear.
choice here.
Let me hear the pollution.
It's an American one. I'll tell you that.
Go ahead and
It's
throw it
nice
to
as
me.
fuck. It's a caddy.
Oh,
V8
boy.
caddy. It's nice as fuck.
Honestly,
Within a caddy.
I honestly don't know what I want to take.
Martin's list is straight American made right now, other than the Skyline.
With some bull horns on the front.
I'm a good American-made man, dude. I love
I don't got a single American car.
American muscle, dude.
Chase don't either.
That's what I was looking at my list, or I was looking at some cars.
Put something foreign in there.
Can you just let me, just to be the basic man that I am gonna pick a foreign car. And I'm gonna pick the most basic foreign car any white man would pick. Can y'all guess what I'm about to pick?
Beamer?
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna say like a Lamborghini Aventador.
That is exactly what I'm taking.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were going reserved or balls to the wall. Lambo Aventador. Okay.
I've always wanted one of them.
You gotta take the Huracan, man.
I thought about it. I thought about taking the Evo,
Oh, yeah.
the Evo Spider. I don't know,
know,
something about Lamborghinis are just up there for me, you know?
I don't know. There's so many cars. Like, even looking at my list, I'm like, there's so much shit that I love alongside this.
Saw Brabus the other day. Brabus the other day while I was delivering. Every time I see a car that I'm like it's like, you know, up there in one of my dream cars, I just say one day I'm gonna have it.
Yeah, bro. The freaking... Bro, I remember in high school, what was his name? Chenfar. He was a grade below us. And he had an NSX. And he brought it to the shop, and I had to do work on it, and I fucking hated that man for it. I wanted to steal it from him. And he would take it to fucking Tire Kingdom to get work done. I was like, what are you doing? That's an NSX. They don't know what they're doing with that shit.
Yeah.
But his father was like rich, and he wanted, I think he wanted a Ferrari, but they couldn't find one, so he got him an NSX. I was like, what are you talking about?
That's wild.
I remember I had freaking some class with him. I never talked to him, but all I knew is that was a kid with the NSX. I hated him for it.
Yeah. I know y'all are surprised I didn't put a truck on there. It's okay,
I'm surprised
guys.
you didn't put a Mustang on there.
I thought about it, but I needed something not American.
I mean, the Viper and the Stingray, I feel like will get your Mustang-y wants out of it
Yeah,
already.
I
Especially
love-
the Viper.
I love the old Mustangs too, but that Stingray is just, especially that year. God, I love it.
There's a lot of American cars I like, honestly, especially older ones. Like, I really love the old Challengers, like the one that Dom had in Fast and Furious and shit. I love those. I don't know. I love my JDM and my imports too much.
Yes.
I was about to throw a Civic on there too, but I already had the NSX. That's the epitome of Honda. So I don't need a Type R if I have an NSX.
There's a
yeah.
dude,
Oh, good.
dude at work that just bought a Type R, actually. I'll send a
Dude,
picture
they're nice. I
on
love.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I love the new ones. I just like cars. I guess.
Yeah, y'all are way more into the cars than I am, but I still got my select few that I definitely want.
We gotta make it, dude. I always see like the TikToks and shit of like gangs of their friends, like, oh, they're project cars, and I just wish that could be us. But I mean, number one, Chase lives in Texas, so
Yeah.
and then the only one that has two hunk of junks that I'm trying to fix up to look nice.
It'll happen.
It'll happen. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
gonna blow up. We get money, and then we'll all have our whips.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the
Rolling
day
down the road.
I pull up at Matthew's house and that Skyline's just sitting in his driveway. I'm pulling up in my Dodge Viper. Here comes Chase rolling down the road in his G-Wagon. 2097 edition.
All right, I guess that wraps it for this one. Vote down below, those of you car people. Obviously, if you're not into cars, the entire back end of this podcast was probably trash. But vote down below, those of you who know what any of these cars are, who had the best list. I don't think we even had anyone say anything about episode 2. So no clue who won that one. Episode 3 hasn't gone up yet, so don't know who won that one either. I mean, let us know. Obviously, if there's specific stuff you guys want us to talk about, we're always open to taking suggestions. Or if you really liked us talking about cars, want us to talk more about cars, whatever. But yeah, once again, thank you to everyone who's checked us out, whether it's now or in the past. And yeah, that's all I got.
For the future.
Definitely
Yeah,
the
what the
future. Future is bright with the three amigos. The Work in Progress podcast. It is a work in progress for sure. And we would love to have some viewer influence as well.
Feedback.
It makes it so much easier for us for sure.
Definitely.
But we definitely do appreciate anybody that takes the time out of their day to listen to us talk.
Yes, sir. Well, that wraps 4. See you on 5.